This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com, and the fans are always asking me, have you ever gone out with a WWE Diva? Well, I actually did for a weekend back in 2005. I was just talking about this yesterday, had good reaction to another Puerto Rico wrestling story where it also involves sex. This one, I don't care about kissing and telling because I haven't seen her since this weekend, which was, as I said, in like June-ish or July-ish 2005. Nydia, who was the first Tough Enough female winner, and she was Puerto Rican, was back visiting her family after she had just got released from WWE. And she had shown up on the Friday night show for IWA, which I believe was in Levittown, Puerto Rico. And then I forget where the Saturday night show, or maybe it was the Saturday night show in Levittown. And then we kind of met backstage and got along. And she offered that the next day there was a show closer to Mayan West, Puerto Rico, where I think her family was from. And she said, if you want to like stay there for a day or two after, bring some extra stuff. So I was thinking, sure, of course, yes, I did have a girlfriend in Alberta, and I already had my Puerto Rican girlfriend by this point, but I didn't care. Nydia was very hot, and I was like 24 at the time, and I was actually marking out about this. So we ended up going out. There were some other wrestlers too. We went to like some festival and then some bowling alley where there was actually a party area too. So it was like a real popular bowling alley. I remember I almost got into a huge fight there, and I remember her telling me, do you realize everyone carries knives here? You can't just act like that in Puerto Rico because like things could turn ugly a lot worse than in Canada or the US. But basically, I remember I got really drunk that night, and she practically carried me back up to my hotel and had sex with me at the hotel, and then left and went back to her parents. And then the next day, I remember we went to the beach, and I remember we had sex in the water of the beach. And I just remember her saying, like, because there was like tons of kids all around and families, and I just remember her saying, do you think any of these people realize we're having sex? And I don't think they did. So that was pretty funny. So yeah, then I went back to Carolina, and she had to go back there too because she was flying back to the US. I think she lived in Texas, where she still lives there now. I remember seeing her off on the, like before she went off on the plane, I remember like making out with her, and somebody walked by and like let one of the worst farts I've ever smelt out. And it completely ruined the moment of the goodbye kiss. And I remember I only heard from her once since then, which was when I was still in Puerto Rico. And she laughed and was just saying it jokingly because I forget. Somehow she was on the phone. I forget who she was calling, maybe my roommate or something. But she asked to be put on with me. And she's like, you had a girlfriend? And I'm like, yeah. So that was about it. So that was my one WWE Diva experience. Mandy Rose, I don't even know who that is. Nydia was very attractive. Her ass was amazing. And she had just gotten her boob job. And I remember her telling me that like they kind of hinted to her to get the boob job or she'd be released. but they released her anyways. But I remember her telling me that they put the implant under the muscle, so the breasts felt very real. I really enjoyed it. It's not like yes, I was drunk the first time, and the second time it was in public. But I really enjoyed those couple of times. I know she's dated other wrestlers. I'm pretty sure she dated Vampiro and X-Pac and Kurt Angle's brother, but I really didn't care. Larry says that was him farting. Isban, I'm in freezing cold Ottawa, Ontario. Bill, I'm not actually always drunk. Not at all. If you look at the whole time I was in Puerto Rico, which was about 4 years, I think I only went out actually drinking like 6 times. So that's about it. And I have a resolution. I'm going to get my abs in fully this year. So I'm not going to consume any alcohol because I want my abs fully in, and I'm really committed to having my best physique ever this year. Starting working my way towards the April 23rd show, which coincidentally, this April 23rd event in Ottawa, where Hannibal, the Blood Hunter himself, is going to be taking on Ricky Banderas. And the funny thing is, that story I just told you with Nydia, that happened when I was feuding with Ricky Banderas in Puerto Rico. And I haven't wrestled him in 16 years. Actually won the IWA Puerto Rico Intercontinental Championship from him. So it's going to be a hell of a fight, April 23rd in Ottawa. And that's why I've started training already. And I hope you guys can be satisfied. Yes, I could say I've been with one WWE Diva. I've been with other girl wrestlers, but I'm not going to get into it. Have a great night or day, afternoon. I'm going to pump some iron right now, get these babies even bigger.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com